Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the court of the EDI Jester. How are we, good people? An interesting article here about the WHO. Now, I don't know if you're aware of who the WHO are. Who are the WHO? The WHO are the World Health Organization, which currently should come with a health warning. Don't sound so surprised. They're another one of these big organisations that's tilted towards corruption. You know, like the UN, right? And the WEF, who we need to get out of all these things. People are horrified. Why would you want to pull out of all this? I want to pull out of the lot, out all of it. European Court of Human Rights, WEF. We need to get out of it all before it all goes tits up, because it's going to. Ooh. So what we've got is an article from Glinner's Update, written by Gary Ross. So thank you, Gary, for this very much. Oh, and while you're at it, become a warrior teacher. Only a couple of days left to sign up. A few days, I think. Yeah, only a couple of days left to sign up. And then looks like new intake will be March or April. So please do let me know if you want to become a warrior teacher, or buy me a coffee, the usual, right? So 28th of December at 0800 from Gary Ross. He's analysed what's currently going on with the WHO, the World Health Organization. Links, as usual, in the Dubris, okay? On the 18th of December, 2023, the World Health Organization announced the development of a guideline on the health of trans and gender diverse people. No, I know. I don't know either. What health? What? There's nothing they need. They might want it, but there's nothing they need. Apparently it would address 5 areas. Goodness me, right, that's just comprehensive, right? Provision of gender-affirming care, including hormones. Here we go, right? Health workers' education and training for the provision of gender-inclusive care. What is it? What is that? What is gender-inclusive care? When you go into hospital, right, and you're in your bed, there's a small wardrobe next to you with a basque, some high heels, and a pair of knickers in it. That's gender-inclusive care, is it? What is it? Tell me. Or if, you know, you're one of these LARPing women, there's a pair of dungarees, a bad breath tablet. What is it? What's gender affirming? Come on. Health workers will have to know these things. This is serious. It's really serious. There'll be provision of healthcare for trans and gender diverse people who suffered interpersonal violence based on their needs. Right, so they want specific types of care for them when they're suffering domestic violence. So I think there's, you know, a very old and very well-developed method of dealing with people who are suffering from domestic violence. I know this, right? So why would they think that it would be any different from them? Doesn't need to be different from them. You know, we're not going to supply you with knickers and makeup, right? If you're getting interpersonal violence. And besides which, I think the interpersonal violence goes one way, really. If it doesn't, then you need to sort yourself out, right? Do what other people do when they suffer from domestic violence. Seek help. The help is there. Okay? You won't be the first person that's done it. And health policies that support gender-inclusive care. Again, what is this gender-inclusive care? What does that involve? What does that involve? Escorting you so that you can invade female spaces. Or male spaces in the case of the LARPing women. What? Is it? Right? Is it? Is it? And then number 5, legal recognition of self-determined gender identity. No, absolutely not in a million years. We need to remove gender from law. If people don't get this, right? If we do not maintain and shore up, right, the reality that our society is based on 2 sexes from the very get-go, it's the first categorizational anchor there is. If we do not recognise that giving up the WHO, UNESCO, UN, European Court of Human Rights, and every other money-making scam, including the European Union, is worth doing to save that categorisation, then you are phenomenally uninformed. Phenomenally uninformed as to how dangerous the unhooking of that one particular idea that sex matters and there's 2 of them. Right? You bloody well unplug that and we're done. We can see it starting already. We need to eradicate the use of gender, not encourage it. The WHO, have come up with a guideline development group that were chosen by WHO technical staff, among researchers with relevant technical expertise, among end users, program managers and health workers, and among representatives of trans and gender diversity community organisations. So they're in bed with the LARPers, they're in bed with the activists. So the World Health Organization. I wouldn't trust these people as far as I can throw them. They have absolutely no discernment and discrimination whatsoever. Florence Ashley is one of the individuals who was selected. Let's see what this individual will be bringing to the table. Florence Ashley then but there's a tweet from Florence Ashley. And it says that Florence Ashley is a trans feminine jurist and bioethicist whose work focuses on trans issues in the legal and healthcare system. Florence is an assistant professor at the University of Alberta Faculty of Law in Canada. They have obtained a doctorate at the University of Toronto Faculty of Law and Joint Centre for Bioethics. They hold law degrees and a master's from the McGill University Faculty of Law and served as the first openly trans feminine law clerk at the Supreme Court of Canada. Fucking just. Why are they even talking to this individual? This is the Who. They are widely published, with over 30 referred publications in law, bioethics, healthcare and social sciences. Florence is the author of Banning Transgender Conversion Practices, A Legal Policy and Analysis. There you go. Ashley's own website states, my pronouns in English are they, them. I grew up speaking Quebecois, I want to get that right, Quebecois French. In that language, I use the pronoun il or ich and feminine grammatical agreements. Of course he does, but we won't. Florence is a bloke, and we shall refer to him as such because when we remove the mystical veil of transgender pronoun pretense, we can see his actions as the actions of a man, and then everything falls neatly into place and starts to make perfect sense. Florence is up to his neck in the institutional capture of the country formerly known as Canada, and you can see on his website the various Trinadian pies he's managed to get his finger and toes stuck into. He's also pretentious to a startling degree. For example, before being a doctoratrix, he's whipping himself in private and he's give me a nipple clamps and ball cages. It'll be all that business, won't it? Bang me on the bottom with a woman's weekly. Sort of Victoria Wood gone total. Total Victoria Wood coming soon to Channel 4. Right. Florence is another man who advocates for gender ideology and the blind affirmation of fashionable identities above the material reality of our sexed bodies. He wrote a book, Banning Transgender Conversion Practice, which earned the merit of a foreword by a woman ignoring gender identity ideologue. Victor Magical Borlaws. There he is. You scruffy little scrote. Right. The Harvard Law Review has a take on Ash's book, which is sadly reflective of its current leadership woes. So they've been supported on all sides. Ashley is, of course, a self-identified lesbian with an interest in kink and porn. Ta-da! And they're advising the Who. Right? These people are weirdos. Right? Weirdos. End of story. I'm sorry, I'm done with them. Especially if they're supporting the Who, and they'll be supporting the transitive children down the line. It's a brilliant piece. Go and have a look at it. Links in the Jubilee. Become a warrior teacher. I'm out of here. See you later.